Capricorn, how you doing, guys? Okay, so quick little thing right at the beginning. So if you would like a private reading, okay, all the stuff is in the description. As I normally do it, if you're new to the channel, I normally put songs, videos and songs and stuff in the description. But everything basically will be in the description. Okay, so let's have a look. So Capricorn. So this is your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for January. January 2019. January 2019. Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus or Jupiter. Also whatever's in your Vedic astrology chart. Because that would be completely different. But anyway, let's see. So January 2019. So you've got, wow. So you've got the World and the Wheel of Fortune. So that really does depend. But that's kind of, wow, that's destined fate events of either way, of either ending something or not. That's written. So whatever is going on is written. Could be communicating with people across the world or travelling across the world. But because the Wheel of Fortune also talks about the same thing. It's the internet, anything across the internet. Could be interested in someone on the internet. Could be fame, fortune, destiny, money. Wow, I mean that's a lot of power there. That's the World and the Wheel of Fortune. They both mean the same thing. That means karma or dharma, return of something ending or not ending, really. Something that needs release. So, I mean, these are general. So this can mean Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus of anyone's chart, okay? And the Wheel of Fortune can either mean that you're in a completion, starting a beginning or an ending of something. So can the World. But it also, it means internet, so it can mean very interested in someone across the world or the internet, literally. Or something to do with the internet is what I'm picking up. But let's have a look. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Thank you. So we've got Libra. So that did come out during the pre-shuffle. So Justice. So it could well be something to do with court of law or work. Court of law or marriage or something to do with commitment via the internet or businesses during merging businesses, merging because justice means like a reward basically, but it can mean a commitment, like you receive your just reward basically. So it depends on which end of the scale you are, of whether you would receive karma or dharma. Okay, but well, we've got the truth in reverse. So someone is not being honest. Someone's seeking the truth, but it's not coming in. So there's delays within truth. Delays within truth. Someone's either not being honest to themselves. Could have something to do with a Libra. You see, because the Ace of Swords talks also about paperwork and written work and karmic law, and anything to do with law or paperwork and written work, filling out paperwork, anything like that is also the Ace of Swords, but it's in reverse. So it's something that's not completing. Let's see. To me, I mean, I don't normally read reversals because I don't read the book. I just go off what I feel and what I think, what I hear. Someone seeking the truth. It seems like someone is constantly trying to seek the truth but not getting the truth. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Wow, so you've got collaborating with people, wanting to collaborate and work together with someone across the world. Or, I mean, it's like it could be a three-party triangle relationship, but it can mean also work, finances and career. Something that is, what do you call it? Something artistic, something that you work on within art, or that you want to collaborate with people across the world. Let's see, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus. Okay, so it's walking away from something from the past. Trying to walk away from something that was built up within karma too, because that is also like past life regression. The wheel, also the wheel of something that was committed at one point, but it could well have caused an imbalance of ending world cycles or not. It can mean walking away from something from the past that was karmic, because the Wheel of Fortune is also Saturn. Okay, but it can mean walking away from something that was very karmic, and that involved 3 people or more. Could be involving a Libra or a water sign or air sign or any, really, because you have the Wheel of Fortune and the World. But you know, this is like roadkill. This is kind of like, fucking hell, how many times do I have to keep doing the same thing? Every time I go out into the fucking world, I get run over, and then I have to come back to revisit the same thing again. It's like a revisit of something from the past that was karmic. So we've got the Magician. Well, so you've got every element on the board. This could well be to do with children and the law. I keep picking up the law, like law. Because justice in the Wheel of Fortune in the World talks about like law, you know, and so does like Justice and the Magician together, trying to manifest something new also. But it took strength to walk away from something that was to do with children or work, finances, career. Yeah, and the overall energy is a return, or so wow. So you've got karma or dharma on the table. So you've got some people that are receiving a reward for their hard work and energy and effort that they've put into walking away. Some people want to run away from their past and go back to something new, or someone is running towards someone else, but this is like a return. So the Two of Swords represents things that are from the past which kept us stuck, which is the Two of Swords, which is blind to the truth, which is also like Libra, blind to the truth. So justice didn't come in for someone, but it is maybe for someone else, where they're running from their past that was very deceptive and kept them in a 2-party, 3-party triangle of doom. But this is also a return of someone running away from someone that was very deceptive and trying to run towards something else. Now, if this is career, this is trying to find a new career path and carry on with it regardless, because this is a carry on regardless. Okay, but this is also like a return. So if things have been very deceptive and you walk away, but someone really tries to stop you, but you're willing to walk away and you don't want to participate in that kind of behaviour, if one person continues that very deviously, then there's more strength that you have in you to walk away from it. They receive a karmic return, and you receive your dharma, which is the hard work and energy and effort that you put into it in order to walk away yourself, because Saturn watches and ticks the behaviour of everybody in the universe, literally. So because that's watching and that's very kind of present still, Saturn is in Capricorn still. I forget for how much longer, but I know it is. I think it's for the rest of the year. I'm not really caught up on my astrology. But that is like trying to end world cycles, or it is someone's returning and someone's going away, and it could have something to do with a Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus, that can be stuck, or one can be seeking inner wisdom and guidance. A Pisces could have been very deceptive because that was under the Seven of Swords, or Wow, so you've got a few stories going out because you've got Saturn in the world. So you've got, because this is also representing that, you've got like 2 water signs. So there's because you've got every element. So one could be very deceptive with anybody in the mix of people, because you have people. You have running away from something and going towards another. That's all I can really kind of say at the moment. So, but you've got major arcanas here, a lot. So something's very much trying to end. Something has well ended, or it's saying that something should definitely end and something should begin. Because the world and the Wheel of Fortune talk about endings and beginnings and patterns and cycles of lifetimes. This also talks of lifetimes, life patterns to do with love or work, or, you know, I've been doing a lot of private readings too, and we have, I will talk about this more on my channel, but we have like karma in everything. We have area code karma too. Your destined area code karma is like somewhere where your soul where it's reincarnated in, but some people suffer so much through the area code that they're presently in, and like people talk shit and the Mrs. Jones effect and all that kind of stuff, but they carry on regardless, just like one of those ships of something that's not an actual partnership, but one of those different kind of ones, you know, that's karmic. And it takes great sacrifice in order to get away, because the universe wants to see, because of the great sacrifice of how much are we willing to sacrifice about ourselves in order to give it up, in order to rebuild ourselves and to rebuild something new. So it sees the energy that you put into the sacrifice of that, okay? And I don't know why, but I keep thinking that I didn't say Capricorn. This is for Capricorn, right? Yeah. So I was getting distracted for that. I kept picking up Sagittarius for some reason. But the Wheel of Fortune, you know, the great sacrifice of everything, it means that we have 2 kinds of sacrifice, right? Sacrifice means that, are you willing to sacrifice and take a financial pinch or a financial loss or a loss of something in order to rebuild? Or are you also willing to sacrifice yourself to keep staying put in the same situation that persists to do the same thing? That is also sacrifice, you know. It's both. Sometimes the greatest sacrifice means that we have to sacrifice an area code or a job or people or a person or family or anything like that. We have to sacrifice that and experience that pain in order for it to be noticed, for us to then rebuild ourselves, you know, because what is a feeling if it's left empty? Refillable, okay? People that see, the worst thing that you can ever do is deceive yourself. People learn great lessons about deceiving other people and themselves is the fight or flight, because this is a fight or flight. You know, you can't fight with fight. That's why people use flight, because they run away from independence and they run away from feelings that are just created by a feeling. It is literally a feeling. You can't pinpoint it, but you can pinpoint it when it's devastating, right? But people try to fix something that's broken, because when it's broken, the broken hearts beat the most, doesn't it? Right? Your broken heart beats the most and it cries for help, okay? So sometimes when we receive help, people, they kind of get scared of that true feeling and that nature of what that truly is, because they've never experienced something so pure or honest. So sometimes people, they worry and they fear that, because they also fear, is someone going to be deceptive to me, because everybody is in the past. So it leaves confusion and it leaves people to be more analytical than anything else, you know, in my experiences. Because sometimes people need to go away to try and find their own truth. But we only find that through feeling, like good feeling. When feelings are so bad from the past, we keep hold of that feeling for a very long time, because the feeling creates the mind. The mind is the overall outcome of everything to do with the magician, because your feelings are created by the mind. When the mind is static and there's too much to think about, okay, that doesn't leave time for you to settle. So you don't settle for second best of someone that's going to fucking lie, cheat and manipulate and put you in three-party triangles. Or even law. You know, law and government, they will always rule things because of money. It's all greed, it's all gluttony. You know, that's why I don't participate in watching the TV or listening to anybody else apart from myself, because, you know, it's funny, but I had a visit today by someone that was to do with God and the church, and he was absolutely gobsmacked when he knocked at my door. You know, because I gave him a speech and said, well, I'm kind of, you know, a medium and stuff, and started asking me about reincarnation, and he looked at this book and said, if I asked you to read that, what would you believe? I said, well, you can't get me to believe in anything else other than the great respect I have for myself. And he looked at me absolutely shocked. I said, because that's the greatest love that you can ever have, right, is respect for yourself. And he wanted to talk to me a bit more, but I was trying to convert, like, yeah, someone that was, but he was a very sweet guy, but yeah, either way, I don't know where that went, but because it could be to do with religion, you know, religious, because this is like this is inside the tower, but this is also inside the church too. You know, it's like the devil's loom or the devil's tomb, but it's also part of church. You know, it's like Lucifer is very present as well as God is and well as we are, because the sacrifice of one energy. Okay, so we have church and, like, you know, the devil, basically. It resides in us all. You know, sometimes people seek danger, but I don't know what. Well, sometimes, like, thrill seekers, they're thrill seekers and thrill chasers. You know, chasing. Wow, so you've got Pisces coming out again. So I'm going to leave that there because that's just flung out, and I was looking at that. So it's something to do with. That's the overall energy. That's something to do with something from the past, because that talks like a past. Something to do with Pisces, but also running towards a Pisces. That's like running away from a Pisces. I don't know if you can see this. It's like running away from a Pisces, looking away from it and running away, because this card is like the energy is running away, right? But the energy is also like running too. You know, strange, but we'll see. Because it's funny, because that is looking at the world, which is communication across the world. But then you have the Five of Swords under that. So that's mind games and manipulation, one-upmanship. You know, it's kind of like, it's a deal, it's a steal, it's a turn of the century. In fact, you know what, Nick? Fuck it, I think I'll keep it. You know, it's kind of, it's like a catch-22. I don't know why people play mind games, because you can't manifest shit with people that play mind games, because it's, you know, it's a 5, it's a never-ending cycle. It doesn't reach a 10, it's just a 5 on its own. But you've got two people in the background and said, you know what, Sid, fuck it, bruv, you keep it, we're walking away. So there's two people that are trying to walk off together. One's a little bit further on their path, they're a little bit closer, and the other one's kind of not far behind, while this one's kind of like, well, I'm fucking blind to the truth because I ain't got no eyes. I'm just fucking standing here on my own, like with 3 swords. So I'm heartbroken, pretty much, because it can represent the 3 of Swords. I'm heartbroken and devastated the fact that people don't want to play with me anymore because I'm a child, maybe, you know. But anyway, so we're going to go on, Capricorn. Well, I mean, you know, I'm kind of, I read the cards what it is, you know, but we're all it can relate to childhood issues, you know, but because this is coming out as narcissism, you know, and I've been doing a lot of that in my readings, and a lot of people want just to talk, you know, and I'm going to open that up if you just want to talk as well, as because guidance cards can tell you your past pretty much, but never believe in the future. You create your own future, Capricorn. You create your future regardless, because a card can tell you literally a lot of things, But when you learn Ascension, right, you learn to manifest in the right direction of being a leader and an emperor, you know, because that's also like an emperor, depends on the clarifying cards. But this is probably someone that wants to get married too as well, or like a firm, strong commitment with someone. Because this can be marriage, but it can also be like a strong commitment of receiving my just reward now, because that's like a return and a passing of reward, dharma, karma, and that's now I want to get married or start a new relationship with someone else. You know, because it can have some Libra in their chart, but it can also just mean justice of like, because you have every element under the table here. So someone that's very like strong, committed, like can be a guide, can be to do with karma or dharma, because you've got the scale, you know, but that's also like karmic law. So that's why it represents paperwork and stuff too. I'm trying to think, well, because I've got Libra in my chart. I'm looking at my Vedic chart as well. I've also got Taurus moon. Yeah, I was looking into my Vedic, but anyway, but let's see. But let's have a look. So we'll look at the world first. What's the world? Please clarify the world, Spirit. Wow. So you've got Capricorn. What did I say? Capricorn. You've got the King of Swords. So someone that's got Capricorn in their chart and air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, is pretty much stern and is a very strong attachment to self-love and self-respect, is what I'm picking it up. Which is, you know what, Sid? Keep your fucking swords in your portrayal. I am more wise and influential now, and I will cut your fucking balls off, Sid. Pretty much. Because I'm open to receive the truth, but the truth is pretty much bullshit from the past. That's what it seems to me. So I have now learned through Ascension of people being sneaky and devious with me. And I have now learnt my lessons, and I am now more structured in my own way. This is, I do have this in my chart. This is Mars in Gemini. Mars in Gemini. I forget what house I have that in, but that's what that represents. It is in my thing, but Mars in Gemini, I think. An ascension of 5 again, so it's kind of telling me that something that was karmic, because that means obsession, someone over-obsessed. Someone over-obsessed. And it can also mean karma too. Someone that had a strong karmic attachment to something that was very toxic, okay, and now they've left them out in the cold, or they've left you out in the cold. Either way around, because the world. But that's kind of telling me that that's been a cycle that's been playing out for fucking lifetimes, like karmic lifetime. Karmic, because that is, like I say, ascension of 3 of what I teach people about Mr. Plate, okay? Past life, this life, next life, presently. Never live for the past. Never live for the future. The future's only created more by living presently, by aligning yourself presently with collaborating with people presently that give you honesty and truth, that actually want to collaborate and work together as a team. Together as a team. There's a song there somewhere. Sorry, but my phone is going off through readings that I've got to catch up with too. But that's kind of what I'm picking up, is that someone now, because of deceptive behaviour, has left someone out in the cold. So it depends where you are on your ascension path of people being deceptive, or whether you're awakened to the truth or you're not awakened to the truth. Okay. So let's have a look at the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. Because that's a strong attachment to the truth of being spoken. Like very kind of like cutting, bosh, no, that's the fucking truth. Cuts away the devil energy of, and then someone gets left out in the cold. So the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. Sorry. Wheel of Fortune. It's caused a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of, you know, karma, being in alignment. Someone Someone's had enough of the fucking bullshit. The Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune. That's the Wheel of Fortune. Wow, so now, working really hard on yourself, wanting to collaborate with and work together with people. Work together with someone across the world. Work with someone on the internet. Being in alignment with what it is that you're now working on, which can be yourself, or you're working at something to do with work or craft, crafting a new idea or crafting something. Let's have a look at, again, Eight of Pentacles. What does the Eight of Pentacles? Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah. Working on that one. Okay, so you see that one pentacle that someone's working on really hard on themselves. Okay, they're working hard on themselves in order to make themselves more stable. Okay, in order to make an offer in a new direction. So this can be work, money, career, finances, or love, or just something that's stable. But the best thing that you can ever learn to hold up is yourself. And when you can hold yourself up, it doesn't always necessarily mean financial. It can also mean within your feelings of your groundedness of yourself. But when you feel stable enough in order to make stable offers, then you make a stable offer, because this is like commitment. This is a commitment to anything. This means more really than like cups of love, because this means that I'm offering you something grounded and stable, you know. But it also can mean something to do with law, like working with law. Justice. Let's have a look at justice. 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 Who's justice? Justice is a love offer. Knight of Cups. So look, what's in the Knight of Cups? Or just an offer, but something fresh. You see, Knights talk about like pages, but it's a bit more than a page. But it's something fresh and new, like a new idea. Like a new idea, yeah. Victory. You know, feeling more balanced within yourself and feeling victorious in work, within love within yourself, or an offer that you want to make to someone and feeling more that way. Or a Libra is. Or a Libra has broke away from something from the past, and they're now feeling more balanced and structured within themselves in order to walk away from that. A Sword of Truth. Why is the Ace of Swords in reverse? Why is the Ace of Swords in reverse? Ace of Swords in reverse. So you've got the King of Wands energy. So that's it's in reverse, like because of someone that has fire in their chart has probably not been speaking the truth, which is Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, or or they keep trying to seek the truth. Yeah, and it's something to do with an ending. Something to do with an ending with someone that has fire in their chart or air in their chart. But it's been like an ending. That's a little bit of a strange mix because I don't really read reversal cards. Something to do with children. Something to do with children or something from the past. Yeah, something to do with the past. Could be childhood issues, childhood memories, reflection, or just literally they have children and they're just not telling the truth at all, and they're just looking in different directions, you know, because the Six of Cups talks about a reflection of six, so it talks about the past and the future. You know, it's like a running away and a return to. A return. Let's have a look at the Magician. What's the Magician trying to manifest? The Magician. The Magician. The Magician. The Magician. The Magician. The Magician. Wow, so you've got the Queen of Wands. So you've got, like, this is either, well, this is a guide to me. So, I mean, sometimes people say that this is Aries, Leo or Sagittarius, right? But this is basically a guide, okay? Because it doesn't represent the star sign. Because you've got the Magician, which is a straight up healer, guide, someone that's very stable, very committed, very fire and passionate. Because it's every element, but it can mean someone can have fire in their chart, or because the cat represents the occult, so it represents the Akashic records. As the Garden of Eden there, so it goes back to Adam and Eve and Lilith, so it goes back in time, so they can have anything to do with time, metaphysics, you know, leadership, entrepreneurship, kind of very wise, influential. Yeah, I don't know why I picked up that seed of time, Adam and Eve and Lilith. I've never really seen her holding that before. So it could have something to do with past life. Adam and Eve and Lilith. Past life, time, metaphysics. Because the cat and the occult talks about metaphysics. Well, to me it does, metaphysics. You know, because I do have something else on my channel that talks about past life regression, and it talks about the wall of defense, and it talks about the best person you can ever listen to is yourself, because yourself tells you yourself of your ascension path of where you are. When you're spiritually awakened and you have awakenings and you have fucking God knows how many God knows how many, you start to realise that the person that's telling you the next path in order to take is yourself, because you've had so many awakenings that you realise that the most person that you can always listen to is your intuition. Your intuition, what tells you more about yourself in time. You learn more about yourself through your ascension, and you realise, fuck it, Sid, I'm off. You know, I've had enough of this bullshit and I'm going in a new direction because I'm more wise. I understand myself more now because I'm starting to listen to myself of a calling that I have that's also a calling. Yeah, and wants to unite with someone. So you can have any element in their chart at all, or Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Let's have a look at the Two of Wands, because this is Lash when you tell. This is Jack Black, and well, yeah, I did put this in another sign. Yeah, I forget the song name now, but I was singing that today. It's so strange. Be you angels, we be but men. Rock. Right. So let's have a look at the Three of Pentacles. Well, something to do with Taurus or marriages. Three of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. There's a lot of law stuff. So you've got wanting to collaborate with a new twin flame, or it depends what people believe in, but don't get lost in the mix with it all. But this is someone that's very grounded, committed. Or so you've got two stories. So you want to collaborate with someone new that is very grounded and stable and committed and can create anything, can build, can be a builder, okay, can be a director, can be a house, can anything to do with directing. Don't know why I picked that up, but anybody that can build something very stern, structured, finances, career, anything like that, really, because it's stable, it's committed, it's like marriage too. It's also so, or you can have something that was within a three-parted destruction of something from the home life, and that was taking from that. That's two stories, and it could be that you're wanting to sail away from that kind of behaviour and go into something more calmer. Yeah, so you want more calmness within you, but it can mean that that was karmic and you've now gone into receiving karma or dharma. So this is your dharma here, and this is your karma of going into something more smooth sailing. Okay, smooth sailing. So we've got a Queen of the Stone Age song. Smooth sailing. That'll be your song then, I think. Smooth sailing. Yeah, smooth sailing. Because it looks like it, because the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. Let's have a look at the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. Smooth sailing. Eight of Cups. Wow, so it could have something to do with Scorpio. I see this as Scorpio, really. But this is also dropping an offer from the past, but then she's got a... Well, I've just noticed that too. She's got a hand on a pentacle wanting to pick up an offer. Wanting to pick you up or wanting to pick someone up. This kind of represents Scorpio to me. Scorpios like things that are nice, they, you know. But this is like independence too. Someone that's like independent on their own, and that they can create anything because they have, like, say, riches and stuff around them, but they are very independent. Okay, so and they're also like free and single because of the bird of freedom. So they represent something to do with freedom or independence, of now feeling independent, the fact that I'm now looking in this direction of this energy here, because that's where they're looking. Yeah, and communicating or communicating with the Akasha, with the feeling and the flow of motion of what I normally teach people, is the fact that love is not a controlling feeling, it's a free feeling. So I think I've done something in another reading or a private reading, is the fact that some people worry about, like, okay, well, you're trying to control me, are you going to worry about this and are you going to worry about that? Well, that's you worrying about the past of what kept you trapped. Okay, when you communicate with someone that's loving and honest, you both want to talk and communicate with one another all the time without fearing or worrying, are they keeping an eye on me, or are they spying on me, or are they doing this, or are they doing that, or no, I can't just live my life freely, or whatever. Because you can, because you both communicate with one another all the time, because you both want to. It's an ascension of something that flows through you freely, just like money and finances. When you realise that you can't control it, you go with a wheel of fortune and you can create anything in life. Because this is like, here is like a guide altogether, is a guide. Just notice that. This middle section is like a guide. This bit here seems very toxic. But this bit is ascension. This is realising a lot about that you can't, when you go with the flow of life, right, you go with the flow, you realise that energy is a current, it's current C, okay? People don't seem to realise about money and things like that, and love, is the people, why people can't earn a lot of money or anything like that, is because they actually fear it. They fear, how much am I going to earn, or how much am I going to spend? How much do I owe, but how much do I have to keep in order to create my future? And they're that worried that it blocks and it guards things, of realising that money is just an attachment to things that sparkle. Okay? It's not important. Money is not important at all. What's important is what everybody wants, but they don't know how to get it, which is love, right? Because it's freeing. Because it's freeing. It's not controlling. Love is a feeling that's free. Okay? So when you find someone that's free, you're karmic free, so you walk towards the freeing energy and not the controlling energy, right? Is that obvious to people, or I don't know? Well, I don't know. I don't understand a lot of people, you know, but that's probably just because I'm Pisces and I'm fucking weird, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But corner to corner, you've got, so if we look at corner to corner here, you've got something very toxic, but then you've got, it ends up with wanting to travel or communicate with someone across the sea. And you've got that here too. So this is like, you know, the fork in the road, the devil in the road. So go back to that one if that relates. I can't remember what sign that was for. Tribute, right? Jack Black and Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy, won't you take me far away to the murky, murky, murky. So, yeah, shut up, Steve. So anyway, something to do with travel, communication. or just kind of like contemplating on it. Yeah. So we won't clarify that one. We'll leave that at that, Capricorn. But that seems very good and bad. But we'll leave that at that. All right. So that is your January. So anyway, if you would like a reading, everything is in the description, and your songs will be in the description too. Okay. Cheers. Peace. Bye.